your decision?
In this fall, man, it's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
I gave everything that I had. I put my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears to this game, and against all odds, I don't know why we want to take the hardest road. I don't know why the man above gives me the hardest road, but it's nothing the man above don't put you in situations that you can't handle. And I just kept that same positive attitude, like, instead of saying, why me, they're saying this is what he want me to do. And Cleveland, this is for you. Oh.
We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect. And I want my damn respect too.
Now welcome back to the series, and this is part 2 in the search for the best LeBron. Now in this episode, we're looking at the LA Lakers LeBron James. Now this is considered one of the best LeBron James because he's the best all-around version of LeBron, and people have claimed that this is true. So let's see. He's been in the Lakers uniform since 2019, so let's see if the Lakers version of LeBron is the best we have ever seen. So let's start with a little bit of background before we really deep dive into this LA Lakers LeBron. So after the 2018 NBA Finals, LeBron was a free agent and had a lot of choices to choose from, but it came down to the Cavs and Lakers. LA was the most valuable option to LeBron, as LeBron began to expand his career from more than just basketball and more to assets and more creative things he had going on. So he decided to take his talent to Los Angeles Lakers, and it began a rivalry with the LA Clippers, as the Clippers just signed a duo of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and they upgraded their squad, but we'll get to that later. Now, the Lakers have been going through a rebuild phase as Kobe got injured and wasn't able to lead that team like he could. And when he retired in 2016, they was constantly a bottom tier team in the league. So Lakers was a group of rookies or young players that were inexperienced and trying to find their way in the league and trying to reach their potential. People was confused at the signing at first and didn't really understand and didn't make sense. But at this point, LeBron James is a Laker, and the weight of keeping the legacy of the Lakers is now on his shoulders. Now, LeBron James in his first season played the best he could, but his team just wasn't good enough. They were consistently losing games. Even when he was having his best game of his career, it just didn't translate because of his team. But something that people noticed this year is the playmaking leap he took. Now, LeBron has always had an insane basketball IQ, and he could playmake as well, but he would usually always score first. But this season, we saw a flash of what's to come as he took some games and allowed his teammates to contribute more, and when he had to, he turned it up. But his season came to an end after only playing 55 games. He suffered a groin injury, and they shut him down for the rest of the season. Now, the Lakers at this point were 35 and 42, and it was hoped they could make the playoffs, but it was unlikely. And LeBron's consecutive streak of making the playoffs was over, and one of the first times he missed the playoffs as well. LeBron James this season averaged 27.4 points, 8.3 assists, 8.5 rebounds on 51, 33, 66 splits. Now, LeBron has always averaged a lot of assists, as the year before he had 9.1, but it felt different. As this Lakers team was not competent enough to really win that many games. They won more than they should have because LeBron's impact just being on the floor, and his playmaking seemed more better than it usually be, and he was playing more slower and allowing the game to come to him. Not saying he was good at before, but it seemed different, and when he got injured, it really shocked the earth. And now the consensus around the league is that they need to upgrade their talent and get some to allow LeBron James to compete again. Now, in New Orleans was a struggling superstar named Anthony Davis. Davis has been on the team since 2012, and the Pelicans failed to really build a team around him. They tried with DeMarcus Cousins, and it worked, and it like they was going to make the playoffs and could compete. But Cousins got injured, and it frustrated AD how he wasn't being set up to compete. So in the 2019 season, AD only played 56 games, and the Pelicans finished 33 and 49. AD was actively sitting out games and not playing to his full potential on the team. And he was making a statement that he wanted out of New Orleans. Now, the Pelicans acquired the first overall pick, and the automatic number 1 pick that season was going to be Zion Williamson. Zion was a star coming out of Duke, and he was hyped to be the next generation superstar, and the Pelicans now have him secured essentially. So now they're going to look in a different direction, and now they're going younger and trying to complement Zion Williamson. The team they was looking at was the Los Angeles Lakers, as they had plenty of young talent and they both had problems they needed to fix, so they fixed them. The Pelicans decided to trade AD to Lakers for Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and 3 first-round picks, and the 4th overall pick as well. And the Lakers got Anthony Davis. This trade immediately propelled this team into contention. The Lakers now have transformed their roster and it was built around LeBron and AD, and it was really a perfect fit around them. It allowed LeBron to handle a playmaker but also not handle all the load, and made AD more of a primary scorer as LeBron started to show a little regression and now needs a little less load off him. But there was one lingering problem. AD gets injured frequently sometimes, and when he does get injured, it takes away from the team, but that wasn't a problem this season. The Lakers entered the season had a starting lineup of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Danny Green, Avery Bradley, and JaVale McGee, and also had a bench unit of 3 D scorers and just a good bench unit as well. The LeBron and AD duo fit perfectly, and LeBron elevated the play of AD and allowed him to flourish and play the Davis we know and love. Now this season showcased why people think he's the best LeBron. Before the season got shut down, LeBron was on a tear of playmaking wise and scoring wise. Like I said at the beginning of the video, he was doing an all around play. He was allowing the game to come to him, and he was playmake first as he was averaging 10 assists this season. He was still the best player on the team even though he wasn't the first option, meaning he is, but that's not the way it is intended, as AD was intended to be. But anyways, he was playing amazing and wasn't MVP talks like always, but he was serious this time. Now this is the part of the video where it gets heated for people considering how you feel about the bubble, but I'm gonna just state the facts. Now, during this time, a virus was going on in the world and it was affecting the world. Things was getting shut down and etc. Y'all know the stuff. Now, reporters began asking about the virus because sports was beginning to shut down as well and not allowing people to enter into the arenas, but the NBA still was. So during an interview with the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert was on the podium and he was asked about it and answered in a joking way, and they proceeded to touch all the equipment in the area. Days later, he was found out he had the virus and the NBA was shut down. At this point, the Lakers were on pace to win 60 games, and they had 18 games left in the season, but it was shut down. So at this point of the season, LeBron was averaging 25.7 points, 10.6 assists, 7.8 rebounds on 59, 34, 70 splits. Now, this time was very beneficial for LeBron, as it allowed him to train his body and get it right and really in shape for the NBA if the NBA season ever comes back. So months later, it was announced that the NBA would be returning, but in a bubble. They went into Orlando. It was a facility that had hotels and living areas and also courts so the NBA teams could play the rest of the games and finish the NBA season. The Lakers ended up finishing first in the Western Conference with a 52-19 record. The Lakers went on to face the Blazers, who snuck their way into the bubble playoffs because of the performance from Damian Lillard, who won the bubble MVP as well. The Blazers came out gun blazing and ended up winning the first games of the series, 100-93. LeBron dropped a triple-double in this game, but Lillard's offensive power helped the Blazers win Game 1. People were shocked that the Blazers actually won this game and thought that maybe they can beat this Lakers team and knock out LeBron and AD. Now after this game, the Lakers stopped playing around. Anthony Davis in Game 2 dropped 31 points, 11 rebounds, and helped the Lakers dominate the Blazers. The score was 111-88. Now LeBron only had 10 points, but he contributed in many other ways in this game, so it's fine. Game 3 was a LeBron game. He dropped 38 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and Anthony Davis dropped 29. Lakers was too much for the Blazers, as the Lakers beat them in 5 games. LeBron averages in the series was 27.4 points, 10.2 assists, 10.2 rebounds on 60, 46, 73 splits. Anthony Davis averaged 29.8 points, 9.4 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.6 blocks on 59, 38, 71 splits. In the next round, they played the Houston Rockets. The Rockets were experimenting this year as they went small ball. They traded for Russell Westbrook from the Thunder and went ultra small ball by the end of the regular season. The Rockets won Game 1 with a score of 112-97. Now, one thing I failed to mention is the play of Anthony Davis in the bubble so far. He played well against the Blazers, but the Rockets just couldn't contain him at all. The Rockets had PJ Tucker starting at center. Davis dropped 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. On top of that, LeBron dropped 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. The Lakers went on to win the next 3 games and won the series 4-1. The Lakers limited the Rockets by allowing Westbrook to shoot and not allowing him to drive, and it worked. LeBron average in this series was 25.8 points, 10.4 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 2 steals, 1.8 blocks on a 51, 29, 71 splits. And Anthony Davis averaged 25.4 points, 12.4 rebounds, 1.4 blocks on 60, 40, 80 splits. They then went on to the Western Conference Finals to face the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets was going on an all-time run at this point, as they came back from 2-3-1 leads and made it to the Western Conference Finals, and Jamal Murray was having an amazing bubble so far. But AD dropped 37 in Game 1, and they won the first 2 games 2-0. Denver took Game 3, but that's the last one they was able to win. LeBron made it to his 10th NBA Finals and now on his 3rd team. LeBron went on to average 27 points, 10.4 rebounds, 9 assists on 53, 28, 78 splits. Anthony Davis went off this series as he averaged 31.2 points, 6 rebounds on 54, 33, 90 splits. He was efficient from three-point range, which isn't normal for AD to do. He just couldn't be contained in the series as the combination of LeBron and AD was too much. Now in the NBA Finals, the Miami Heat was a surprising team coming out of the East, as they were being led by Jimmy Butler, who's having a sensational bubble run so far. But the Lakers were still the favorites to win this series, and the Lakers showed their superiority, and they won the first 2 games easily. AD was making a case for Finals MVP as he dropped 34 points in Game 1 and 32 in Game 2. But LeBron also dropped 33 in Game 2 and almost had a triple-double in it as well. But the Heat started fighting back as Jimmy had one of his infamous games and dropped a 40-point triple-double and played almost all the minutes of that game and rallied the Heat to win Game 3 and make the series 2-1. But in Game 4, the Lakers won, and now the series was 3-1, and they only needed one more win to win the bubble championship. But in Game 6, Jimmy went off again and didn't want his team to lose and dropped 35 points. And even with LeBron's 40-point game, the Heat still won. So now it's Game 6, and the Lakers have to win one more game, and with LeBron's triple-double leading the way, they did it. They won the 2020 NBA championship. LeBron obviously walked out with Finals MVP, and it was granted as he led his team. And if it wasn't in points, he was the playmaker and leading his team to their first title in a decade. LeBron in these finals averaged 29.8 points, 11.8 rebounds, 8.5 assists on 59, 41, 60, 66 splits. Anthony Davis averaged 25 points, 10.7 rebounds on 57, 42, 93 splits. People sometimes consider this championship as the Mickey Mouse ring and doesn't consider this as a real championship. Don't really understand why, as this is a championship and all the people in the bubble was in the same circumstances as well, and they all had to endure the hardship of being confined in a secluded area and have to play basketball. The Lakers were the best team in this situation, but the Miami Heat surprised a lot of people. The Lakers, now LeBron's averages in his entire bubble run were 27.6 points, 10.8 rebounds, 8.8 assists on 56, 37, 72 splits. Anthony Davis had an incredible run, and it was one of the first times he was healthy. He averaged 27.7 points, 9.7 rebounds, 1.4 blocks on 57, 38, 83 splits. Davis was also efficient shooting wise, which comes to context later on. Davis' shooting really allowed Lakers to flourish, and the pieces around LeBron and AD also allowed them to play at their fullest potential. LeBron is now back on top of the NBA world, as he's now a 4-time champion and a 4-time Finals MVP, and had an insane run, and now at least the next NBA season. So in the offseason, all the Lakers had to do was keep the same roster they had, because it worked, and they did that. And they added more, essentially. They added more bench depth and improved on what they already had. They added Dennis Schroeder, Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, and Andre Drummond. It seemed that this team had improved and gotten better, right? Wrong. This team didn't do what it was supposed to do for many reasons. One, Anthony Davis. He was injured most of the season and only played 36 games. Davis is one of the essential part of this offense, and the main reason for that is LeBron. Now, this is a knock on LeBron, but getting older and older at this point, he is now in his 18th season at this point, and the toll it's taking on his body is getting more and more obvious this season. He was losing a little bit of step and not playing defense that much and was playing very lazy. Marc Gasol wasn't what we thought he was, and he was becoming very slow and not really what they needed. Harrell was also bad for this team, as he wasn't a shooter or it wasn't the 6-man he was last year on the Clippers. LeBron only played 45 games this season as he got injured, and it was for an extended period of time. They underachieved and was awarded with the 7th seed in the East. Now, they had to play the Suns in the first round, and people still had to win the series as LeBron was back and AD was supposed to play. But AD wasn't fully healthy, but he still wanted to play. He got injured in Game 4, but in Game 2 and 3, he played amazing. He got 30-plus points in both of those games, but after that, they couldn't come back, as LeBron didn't have his usual stat line he has when he has to turn it up. But it makes sense. He is getting older, and his engine is running out, and he can't hold that type of load like he could. Also, his teammates wasn't playing to their full potential. Gasol was benched, and when he was brought in, he was too slow to play on the perimeter. He couldn't shoot, and his defense wasn't as good as it used to be. Lost in 5 games, and the Suns beat them, made the NBA Finals, loss to the Bucks. Now, the Lakers were disappointed a lot, and it was out in the first round the year after they won the championship, but it was mostly due to injuries, so we were expected for them to keep the same team and replace Gasol, and they should be good. But the infamous trade happened in the offseason, as the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook. They traded Westbrook for Kuzma and KCP. Those are notable pieces. Now, it had mixed reviews, and people liked the trade and some didn't. I was in the camp of not liking it, as LeBron needs shooters around him to flourish, and now with AD they really do now. And as I expected, it didn't work at all. Westbrook had dramatic fall as he got slow and he already couldn't shoot, but he couldn't shoot in the mid-range area either. He's a turnover machine, and it was more emphasized on this team, seeing that he's now on the Lakers, which is more of a mainstream team. AD got injured again and he only played 40 games this season, and again, the injury issues are showing LeBron had to step up, and guess what happened? He got injured again. He only played 56 games. They finished a record of 33-49. That awarded him with the 11th seed in the Western Conference. They didn't even make the play-in. So in the offseason, they fired Frank Vogel and hired Darvin Ham. Now this season, we are currently, AD is having a good season. He was dominating for a good month, but he got injured again. He's out right now. LeBron is currently carrying the team and is dropping 30 points every night to get these teams these games. Westbrook is now in a bench role right now and is flourishing, but he still needs to get off this team. This is the LA Lakers LeBron so far. He is regarded as one of the best because of his all-around play, mostly his first 2 years in Lakers. LeBron has even won an assist title, and he is incorporating more teammates than before, and when he isn't injured, he lets AD run the offense and contribute in other ways. Now, let's head to Miami for the last episode in this series as we look at Miami Heat LeBron James.